Call of Duty World War II on PC Game Pass is not safe. And man, it sucks having to even say that less than a week since its release. All it took was less than 48 hours of the official release on PC Game Pass for it to be exploited. Reports first started coming in from Driven on Twitter showing that he was Rxqe during a shipment match.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he fucking got it.
I don't think he did.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh,
My game's frozen.
Now, since all of this information has been coming out, I've been gathering more information and reports about the issues, and it's only been more widespread as time has gone on. More tweets, plenty of Reddit threads, and more. So, in short, until Microsoft or Activision release a patch fixing this, it is not safe and is not worth the risk of playing it on PC Game Pass. Console is perfectly fine. If you're playing PlayStation, or of course in this case with Xbox, and you're playing World War II through Game Pass, you're totally good on that. And I'm honestly shocked to say that even Steam right now might be the better alternative now for PC, contradictory to what I just said in my last video. The good news is, as of a few hours ago from recording this video, Call of Duty Updates put out a tweet saying that World War II was brought offline while they investigate an issue, so hopefully we'll hear updates soon on that. There's a whole lot to dive into with this video, so I'll section everything off for you all. Speaking of Call of Duty Updates, their previous tweet before this announcement was that maintenance was scheduled on July 2nd for all of these games listed here, World War II being one of them, and there is still no word on exactly what the maintenance was for. My assumption would be preparing these titles for release on Game Pass, but as far as I know, there has been no confirmation of what it was for yet. If the maintenance really was for Game Pass preparation, then I would really hope this exploit problem with World War II is something that can be fixed for any and all Call of Duties coming to Game Pass, because this kind of thing simply cannot happen going forward. A huge part of the reason why this is happening is due to the peer-to-peer matchmaking and not being on dedicated servers. Going off that again simply because of host migrations, that kind of thing doesn't happen on dedicated servers or the newest CODs for that matter. Think of it like the old days of Call of Duty matchmaking, where one person in the lobby is host, everyone connects to that one person and plays off that. It was once the most easiest, most popular, and what I would assume the most cost-efficient way for matchmaking, but as these games have evolved over time, advancements have been made with dedicated servers. Now, I genuinely don't know as I don't work for Microsoft, but my main question is why, or how was World War II for this matter changed from dedicated servers to peer-to-peer matchmaking? Is it because that's how Xbox Live and Game Pass matchmaking work? Is it because it's cheaper? I genuinely have no idea, but I do hope that this is a wake-up call for them to invest in dedicated servers for any and all games coming to Game Pass. I have no idea how much it would cost, but I would like to imagine Microsoft and Activision in this case could have a dedicated security team to patching the older Call of Duty games and keeping them as up-to-date as they possibly can. As much as I would like it to happen, I think the unfortunate reality of the situation is that it just wouldn't happen. So many of the older Call of Duty games are outdated and lack up-to-date anti-cheats, so the maker of these tools would just presumably keep updating everything, and it would be a constant back and forth battle. I feel it's a necessity though, especially if Microsoft is going to promote so many older Call of Duty games and eventually put them on Game Pass when the times come. Given the nature of Rxqes, I completely understand there's a lot of worries, a lot of questions of, am I safe? What can I do about this? The best way to stay as safe as possible is to simply not play the game right now. Technically, we can as of right now since it's offline, but regardless, don't play the game first and foremost until again, there is an official update from Activision and Microsoft. There is a tweet that I came across earlier today from VX Underground that sums up the situation very well. I'll go ahead and leave it in the description if you want to read it in full, but to summarize, console players, you are completely fine. Xbox uses a completely different operating system to that of Windows 10 and 11. What this Rxqe did was open a command prompt, download and display the notepad text file that we've now seen in the aforementioned tweets. To Underground's point, thankfully the one doing all of this is seemingly more interested in trolling and basically just fucking with us. However, the big looming problem is when/if this tool inevitably gets into the wrong hands of those who wish to do more malicious things. That's where the big problem lies. That's where I hope Microsoft, Activision, whoever can put a stop to it. If you're on PC and having played World War II recently, if you're worried about this, I would highly recommend running a Malwarebytes or other antivirus scans just to double check everything. I've also recently heard of a program called Malwarebytes Anti-Exploit. I again haven't heard of it until earlier today, but it definitely sounds like something worth looking into for us PC players. I did want to bring light to this as well. This was tweeted earlier today on July 4th by Splod saying this: Microsoft have deemed the Rxqe to quote, not be a violation of our terms. Granted, this of course might just be an automated response, but so far is the known response we have in relation to the matter. Now, if that is to be Microsoft's official stance on it, then we have a pretty big problem on our hands, considering Microsoft would basically just be throwing their hands up and hoping that those who create these tools just knock it off, or leave us on our own to protect ourselves and information while playing. Now, I know there's a lot of thoughts and comments out there of, surely this has to be illegal, right? I'm not Saul Goodman, so I don't know the extent of possibility of Microsoft or Activision being sued over this. However, I don't mean to be all like, well, actually. But there is a notice on basically every Call of Duty game that says the following. Activision makes no guarantees regarding the availability of online play and may modify or discontinue online service in its discretion without notice, including, for example, ceasing online service for economic reasons due to a limited number of players continuing to make us of the service over time. Basically, if there's literally no one on the game, they can shut the game down to cut server costs. To which I would imagine is their safeguards. Say for example with Call of Duty 4, came out in 2007, someone tries to buy the game 20, 30 years later and there's nobody on the game. They can't guarantee that the service is still going to work the same way that it did in 2007. Or in the case of these exploits, the whole, well, there's not enough players and it's not really worth it for us to keep the lights on and fix it, so, oh well, that could be a facet of it. I truly hope that's not the case, but seriously, go check in your stack of Call of Duty games and read the back label at the bottom. I just read it straight from the CoD 4 case. Now again, like I was just saying, I'm not Saul Goodman, so I don't know how well this would hold up, but my hope for all of this is really that everything can be solved as efficiently as possible, and everyone can be safe and secure while playing our favorite games. Another hope that I have for this whole World War II Game Pass situation is that it's not going to be like what happened back in 2023 with Black Ops 3 on Steam. For context, this whole Rxqe situation with PC has been an ongoing dilemma for quite some time now, and it mostly stems from these older Call of Duty games matchmaking and security systems being outdated, unsecured, and not supported anymore. The example of Black Ops 3 here is that back in March of 2023, Activision and Treyarch had sent out a small patch to Steam Black Ops 3 that was supposed to fix some of the major exploits within the game. The good news is, it did fix the 4 major Rxqe exploits at the time, but given that Black Ops 3 anti-cheat is basically non-existent, it only took a matter of days for cheats and tools to be updated and the game to be exploited again. We have to rely on these fan-made tools and projects to play a lot of the older games safely, whether it be Plutonium and Ultraware clients to play some of the older games safer on PC, or using Sirius's T7 patch or cleanops for Black Ops 3. There's plenty more examples that I can give, but the unfortunate reality of the situation is that for a lot of these older Call of Duty games, not just BO3 or World War II in this example, it's that Activision and Microsoft cannot go back and fix certain issues with these games without taking some presumably drastic measures like shutting games down entirely until things are fixed. It all depends on what they're willing to do, so we'll just have to wait and see how this all goes in the future. So with that all being said, that's the rundown on the situation right now as we know it so far. Call of Duty World War II PC Gamepass is currently offline while they investigate the matter. No idea when it'll come back online or what the fix will entail. We'll just have to wait and see. I hope that not only World War II, but all Call of Duty games eventually coming to Game Pass will be on dedicated servers to potentially mitigate this issue. I do find it kind of funny and a little ironic that in my last video I was just saying, man, I sure do hope I don't have to eat my words on this regarding the security of everything, but holy shit, dude. Within 48 hours is just crazy to me. But again, unsurprising. This was my initial response to seeing everything unfold. I do want to apologize to you all for not immediately warning you all about this with a new follow-up video. I did update the pinned comment on my last video, but I wanted to wait for more information to come out to really get more of a grasp on everything before making another video on this. I'll do my best to keep you all updated as possible as time goes on. For the time being, just double check the pinned comment. Let me know down in the comment section below what you think of everything. Please do share this video around for those interested in World War II on Game Pass, and here's to hoping it all gets fixed soon. Thank you all so much for checking out this video. It's been Rage, and I'll talk to you guys later. Take care, everyone.